Welcome back to the Brantley Method on YouTube. Coaches, today we're talking about film and the importance of film. I made the videos already for the student athletes and for the parents and film from their perspective, but I want to talk about film from the high school coaches' perspective and being able to provide that for the college coaches. So I want to give you 3 pointers and 3 tips to really rein in on as we talk about film and the creation of highlights and game film and things like that. First and foremost, teaching your student athletes about what college coaches want to see. I think it's vitally important to have those conversations early on in the season of, what that expectation is, what coaches are looking for, what type of things you want to display, what type of things you want to show when you're putting together those highlights. 95% of the time, your staff's not going to be large enough for you to be able to handle highlights for every single player on your team. So you want your student athletes to take ownership of that. What you don't want is them putting out, bad quality highlights because they don't quite understand what it is that they need to showcase or what it is coaches are looking for. So have those conversations and have those discussions early and often. So that's number one, is just the education factor of it. Number 2 is making that film readily available, making sure that the student athletes on your team know where to find film, where to access it. It's shared. Everybody has access to it. So that way it simplifies your job. You don't have 25, 30 people calling you every day asking you, hey coach, can I get the film, can I get the film, can I get the film? But it's already all compiled into a special place for them. And one of the best tools for that, in my opinion, when I was at Spire, we used a company called MyPlay. MyPlay was phenomenal because it allowed us to, number one, I didn't have to, have somebody operating the camera at all times. And that's, with small staffs, with tight budgets, that's difficult, is having somebody able to videotape every single game, every single practice. We had every practice, every scrimmage, every workout, every game, everything was filmed. So when a college coach called me and asked me about, a different player, I could say, okay, well, hey, not only can I send you game film, or not only can I send you highlights, but I can also send you practice film. You can get an opportunity to see what they're like in those settings, what they're like when there's nobody in the gym, what they're like in those individual workout settings. So MyPlay was phenomenal. I'm going to put a link to MyPlay in the description here. Understand, I don't work for MyPlay. I'm not, this is not an advertisement or me trying to sell you on something. I'm just telling you that for me and all the different products that I utilize, MyPlay was probably the easiest and the best for my needs as a director, to be able to go in and watch what's going on in practice. Another reason why I think it's key and it's important to film practice is, when a kid's parents are coming to you and they're talking about playing time, they're talking about hey, why is he not starting? If you're able to sit down and show practice film and say, well, hey, look, these are the reasons, right? Like, this is what's happening in practice. He's not getting better on a consistent, or she's not applying X that we keep talking about. Having that practice film is huge, but it's also big for coaching, right? Being able to pull your players to the side and say, hey, look, we need to get better in practice. And you point out the times that they're not touching every line, or the times that they're not giving you that full effort. You're able to utilize that as a coaching and teaching tool to raise the level within practice, which then will equate into raising the level within games. So the second piece is having that film readily available. And the third piece is making sure that you're distributing that film, making sure that you're having those conversations with college coaches. You're not waiting till the end of the season to send out that film. Be proactive. Know that during the season it's a good time. If you know a coach is recruiting one of your players, maybe your player wasn't on top of it and didn't send him that week's game. Well, make sure that you're sending out the game film. Hey coach, I know you're interested in so-and-so. Here's film of how they performed in this week's game, or here's film of how they performed in this week's games. Having that readily available and being able to send that out and being on top of that can be huge for your student athletes. It's also a big piece of the puzzle as far as making it easier for college coaches, especially during a time like this where they can't get out and recruit. So today it's all about film. We're trying to make sure that student athletes have all opportunities. Film's a great avenue for helping them get recruited in times where college coaches can't be in the building or can't come recruit. So hey, I appreciate you taking the time to watch this. Like I said, feel free to comment below with any questions you have. If you like the content within this video or previous videos, make sure you're hitting like, make sure you're subscribed. We're going to talk about all different topics throughout the recruiting process from all different perspectives every day. We're going to talk about it from the student athlete perspective, the parent perspective, and your perspective as well, the coach's perspective, because from my end, I want to make sure that I'm providing as much education, as much opportunity for growth and development as I possibly can. All right, guys, have a great day. If there's anything you need, you know how to reach me.